Few machines command the skies like this one. Twin rotors turning in perfect harmony. A sight as graceful as it is powerful. This is the Boeing CH-47 Chinook. A heavy-lift legend that has carried armies, rescued lives, and shaped the course of modern warfare and humanitarian relief. From the icy peaks of Afghanistan to the floodplains of Pakistan, and deep into the blazing forests of California, the Chinook has proven itself not just as a helicopter, but as a lifeline. It is a machine that defies its own weight, a marvel of balance and strength. But how did this strange, double-bladed aircraft become one of the most dependable machines ever built? How can it lift artillery, vehicles, and troops into places where no road exists, and no other helicopter dares to go? Today, we uncover the secrets of Chinook power and the mastery behind the world's ultimate heavy-lift helicopter. The story begins in the early 1950s, a time when aviation was racing forward, powered by ambition and necessity. The U.S. Army faced a growing challenge. It needed a helicopter that could move more than men. It had to move machines. At Boeing's Vertol division in Pennsylvania, engineers began an audacious project to design a helicopter that could carry the fight wherever it was needed. Their solution was unlike anything seen before. Two enormous rotors, one in front, one in back, turning in opposite directions. This tandem rotor configuration would eliminate the need for a tail rotor, unlocking greater stability and enormous lifting power. In 1961, their creation took flight. The YCH-1B prototype soared into the sky, marking the birth of a new era. It would soon be renamed the CH-47 Chinook, after the Native American tribe known for strength and resilience. The name fit perfectly. The Chinook would go on to embody both, a symbol of endurance and a new benchmark for helicopter design. No design is proven until it faces the harshest test. For the Chinook, that test came in the jungles of Vietnam. By 1965, the helicopter was deployed into one of the most difficult battle environments on Earth. Its mission: move heavy artillery, ammunition, and supplies through dense jungle terrain where trucks could never reach. In the blistering heat, under enemy fire, the Chinook delivered what no other aircraft could: firepower, mobility, and hope. While the smaller Huey helicopters carried troops, the Chinook hauled howitzers, vehicles, and entire platoons of soldiers. It could land on the narrowest clearings, lift a damaged aircraft out of a valley, or carry wounded men to safety. Crews called it the truck that could fly. Even when struck by gunfire, even when parts were damaged, the Chinook often brought its people home. By the end of the war, it was clear the CH-47 wasn't just useful, it was indispensable. The helicopter that began as an experiment had become a symbol of survival and strength. To understand the Chinook's brilliance, we need to look beneath its aluminum skin. At its heart are two massive Lycoming T55 turboshaft engines, each producing thousands of horsepower. Together, they drive the front and rear rotors, counter-rotating blades that provide perfect balance and unmatched lift. Where a normal helicopter wastes power keeping itself straight, the Chinook channels all its energy into pure lifting force. That's why it can carry more than 10 tons of cargo, even in thin, high-altitude air. The airframe is light but strong, a honeycomb of aluminum alloy that flexes under stress yet refuses to fail. 3 landing gears give it extraordinary agility, allowing it to perch on slopes or balance on one wheel while loading supplies mid-air. Inside, the cavernous cargo bay can hold vehicles, pallets, or troops, whatever the mission demands. And above, a web of driveshafts and gearboxes links every component in precise synchronization. The slightest misalignment could cause disaster, so every bolt, every bearing, every rotor blade must work in perfect unison. The result is not just engineering, it's mechanical harmony, a dance of power and precision that keeps the Chinook aloft. Time, however, never stands still, and neither did the Chinook. Since its first flight, the helicopter has gone through decades of transformation. From the original CH-47A to the powerful CH-47F of today, every version has brought new innovations. Modern Chinooks feature digital cockpits, fly-by-wire controls, and advanced avionics that turn complex maneuvers into smooth, fingertip-light actions. Its composite rotor blades are stronger, lighter, and more efficient than ever before. The CH-47F can cruise at more than 175 miles per hour, lift up to 25,000 pounds, and even refuel in midair, giving it global reach. But the real miracle is longevity. Over 60 years after its first flight, the Chinook is still in production, still in combat, still evolving. More than 20 nations rely on it, from the US and the UK to Japan and Canada. Very few aircraft in history have survived this long in active service. The Chinook has, because no one has built anything better. Beyond the battlefield, the Chinook found a second calling, one that would save countless lives. When disaster strikes, the Chinook is often first on the scene. During the 2005 earthquake in Pakistan, these helicopters carried tons of food, water, and medical supplies to stranded villages high in the mountains. In 2010, after Haiti's devastating earthquake, Chinooks ferried rescue teams and equipment where roads were gone. And when wildfires tore through California and Australia, Chinooks fought back from the sky, carrying massive water buckets to extinguish flames and save communities. They've delivered hope to flooded plains and lifted survivors from rooftops when the world below was drowning. In war or peace, one thing never changes: the Chinook's mission, to lift what others cannot. Its power is not only in its engines, but in its endurance, its reliability, and its refusal to quit. But even the strongest machine is nothing without the people who make it fly. Behind every Chinook mission stands a dedicated crew, pilots, engineers, and mechanics working in unbreakable coordination. Flying a Chinook is unlike flying any other helicopter. The pilot must constantly balance two massive rotors, each reacting to wind, weight, and movement in its own way. A fraction of a second too slow, and the balance is lost. The crew chief monitors cargo, weight distribution, and sling loads swinging hundreds of feet below. Communication between cockpit and cabin is vital. Every voice, every command, perfectly timed. Maintenance teams spend hours inspecting gearboxes, hydraulic lines, and rotor systems before every mission. Because in the world of heavy-lift helicopters, perfection is survival. It is teamwork, trust, and skill, as essential as any piece of hardware on the aircraft itself. Over the decades, the Chinook has carried more than troops and cargo. It has carried history. From Vietnam to the Persian Gulf, from Afghanistan to humanitarian missions across the globe, the Chinook has become a constant presence wherever strength and endurance are needed. Its distinctive whop-whop rotor sound echoes across valleys and deserts, a sound that soldiers recognize instantly, a sound that means help is coming. Generations of pilots have learned to trust it. Engineers have refined it. And even in an age of drones, stealth aircraft, and autonomous flight, the Chinook endures. Because there will always be a need for the kind of strength only human engineering and human courage can provide. The Chinook story is not just about metal and mechanics. It's about persistence, purpose, and power, the will to rise no matter how heavy the load. For over 6 decades, the Boeing CH-47 Chinook has proven what happens when ingenuity meets endurance. From combat missions to disaster relief, from prototype to legend, the Chinook remains one of aviation's greatest triumphs. Its twin rotors will continue to turn long into the future, lifting, carrying, saving, and serving. Because in aviation, true power isn't measured in horsepower or payload. It's measured in reliability, resilience, and heart. The Chinook embodies them all. It stands as a reminder that no challenge is too great, no load too heavy, when mankind dares to master the skies. If you've enjoyed this journey through aviation's giants, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us for more stories from the sky, only here on SkyForge Aviation. Until next time, keep your eyes on the horizon and your spirit ready to rise.